Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for another tutorial in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce and I'm Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to make the cards that were the cards that I did for the second card kit in the mail for 2021. So this kit was the kit for February, and I will be posting photos of March's card kit in the mail shortly. So if you're interested in making the cards for March, please jump over to Melinda's Rubber Room on Facebook. So that's www.facebook.com/Melinda's Rubber Room, and you can get all the information there. So I'm going to point you down onto my work surface so you can see how to put these three cards together. So again, if you want to check out March's card class in the mail, you can go to my Facebook page, which is right here, Melinda's Rubber Room, and find out all the details there. I will post it shortly. So when you get your card kit in the mail, it will have a number down here, and that will indicate which card kit you are getting in the mail, so it's easy to find the video that I will be placing after you receive your card kits in the mail. So again, this is 21002, and these are the supply packets that you will receive. There's my third one. So let's see, we will start with this one here. So I cannot stamp any of the images for my card kits in the mail according to Stampin' Up! Policies. So you will have to stamp them with whatever stamps that you might have, or if you happen to purchase the stamp sets that I am showing. So all of the stamp sets that I am working with can be found on my online store at melindapierce.stampinup.net. That information is right here for your reference. So I will go ahead and get started with my stamping. I was just trying to find the stamp set that I used for this card here, and that was from the Art Gallery stamp set, and I'm using this image here. All right, so you will get your supplies that are all folded and cut for you, and I'm going to start with my center image, which is on the circle. And what I did was I very carefully stamped up my stamp. And the paper that I used was the Highland Heather cardstock. So I'm just inking up the flowers, trying to stay away from the little buds and the leaves. And then I'm going in with the mint macaron, which is also the cardstock that I used. Again, being careful not to get onto the purple flowers. I'm just going to go back with the purple because it looks a little light on some of these flowers. Going to stamp this image. So I am shipping my cardstocks in the mail or my stamp sets, my card kits in the mail to US and Canada. So if you are in Canada, I would be happy to mail them to you as well. It's just a little bit more expensive for shipping, but it's still very reasonable. All you have to do is get a money order in US dollars, and it will be shipped directly to you. Okay, so what we need to do now is take our other piece of cardstock that's already cut and scored for you, and we're just going to adhere it so that this piece here is adhered to this inside piece of the base cardstock. Just going to adhere some glue. You could use tape for this as well. And I just want to make sure I'm lining up the bottom and the sides and up at the top. And when you're done, it should look like it's all one piece of paper. Okay, so that's how that goes. And we can go ahead and adhere this inside piece. I'm just going to stamp that real quick. That way, if I don't stamp it correctly, I can always turn it around the other way. Turn it around to the other side. All right. So that greeting that I stamped was one of the stamp sets that you could get if you hosted a $300 party during celebration. So that one is unfortunately is no longer available, but I'm sure you can find some other greeting that would work on the inside. All right, and then this piece here will go on the next flap. This paper is from our Designer Series paper 6x6 packs in all the different color groupings. So we have it in the Rich Regals, the Brights, the Subtles, and also the in colors and the neutrals. So if you want to get those, you can check those out on my online store as well. Okay, so when we go to place our flower, the circular image, we want to just make sure that it's sitting right in the middle of the circle in the front of the card. And then you're just going to apply glue to that section right on the inside. And that way you're going to make sure that you're not putting extra glue where you don't want it and possibly gluing your card shut. So I just placed it right where that circle is going to be on that inside cardstock, just like so. So when you open it, it opens freely, and when you stand it up, that circle will kind of poke through that hole there, like so. Okay, and then we're just going to do our greeting. Let's see, I have a happy birthday here. Hopefully this will fit in my little pennant. Then I will attach that to my corresponding pennant. So I have a nice little border all the way around that. And then on my sample, I went ahead and raised that up with some dimensionals. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. Oops. Alrighty, so that is just centered right there in the middle. And there is the first card. All right, put that back in the envelope and it's all ready to be mailed out. Just need to sign it. Okay, let's see what's in the next envelope. All right, so this is this one here. This card uses the quite curvy stamp set. Again, I could not stamp the images, but I did give you all of the paper to do all of the base of the card. And I went ahead and cut that curve for you. So that'll go on there. And then the Designer Series paper, yours may be a little different than mine. That will go, the curvy pieces will go right on top with that Designer Series paper just poking through a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that Designer Series paper. If you want to use the opposite side of the paper, that's just fine too. Just going to center this. This paper is from the Forever Fern stamped paper, I believe is what it's called. And that is in our main catalog. All right, and then the Quite Curvy will go on top. And the Quite Curvy stamp set, it can be found in the mini catalog. Or you can go to my online store and just put the name of the stamp set in the search bar and will come up right for you. And remember, if you buy the stamp set and the dies at the same time, you will save 10%. So that was a great little feature. Nice to save money when you can. Okay, so included in your packets will be the little pieces of greenery. I'm going to stick those on right on the top and on the bottom. So you'll notice the little birds that I have on my workstation. I went ahead and stamped those ahead of time and cut them out. They will not be included in your packet because unfortunately I can't stamp the images. But you can always purchase the stamp set and dies and go ahead and add them later, or find something else in your stash that will work. I do really like these little birds though. They're just the right size to add a little something onto your card, and they're just so adorable. I'm just going to kind of tuck them into each other. Like so. Now this one I didn't use the whole branch down in this corner. I cut off the bottom two, I believe. It just seemed a little big for that corner area. Again, totally up to you. I'll put it down a little farther too. So I urge you to get crafty with your card kits. They don't always have to be all the same. And that's kind of the fun of it. As long as everything is all cut out, it makes everything go much quicker to get it done. And then on the inside, I stamped with this large stamp. Let's see, what was that one from? Got so much stuff on my desk. Oh, can't seem to find it. It's here a minute ago. Just be patient. There we go. It's from the So Sentimental stamp set. I love these big greetings. They just make it so fun to make a card quickly. Sorry, I took that away pretty quickly. Yeah, lots of great greetings for all occasions. Again, that's called So Sentimental. And I'm going to ink that up with Pretty Peacock. I mentioned in my last video that the in colors are going to be retiring soon, one of them being Pretty Peacock. So make sure that you purchase those if you are interested. And if you do have them, make sure that you get the re-inkers too. It's very frustrating to have a stamp pad and not be able to re-ink it. I'm just putting a couple more of those little birdies on the bottom. And there is the cute little card for the birthday. I forgot to stamp the Kirby birthday on there. Let me do that real quick. Hopefully I can still get it on there. Probably should have done it before I stamped the birds, but oh well. I think it'll still work. Yep, got it in there. All right, so there is the birthday card using the Quite Curvy stamp set. All right. And the last card also uses the Quite Curvy stamp set. This one here uses a couple different of the stamps though. Get those down. Okay, and that envelope is here. This is a little bit different fold. So this actually goes like this in this direction and opens up like that. So you can see it opens like that. So I will start with the main part, which is this one here, and this card front. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. So this little flower spray comes in the Quite Curvy stamp set. And then I just used my blends to color it in. So I'm going to stamp that a few different times on my white cardstock. So these two pieces of white cardstock are the same size, so you don't need to worry about which one you're using. That just gets stamped on both pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Let's Celebrate You. And that is done with the Mary Mallow, which is the same ink that I used on the base of the card. And I will stamp the happy birthday. So I stamped all of these images in Memento ink. So I can go ahead and color those in with our blends. So I went in and colored all of the flowers with, we don't sell the Mary Marlowe blends, but we do sell Cherry Cobbler, which I thought was very similar. So you would just go in there and color all those little flowers. I'm not going to color all of these, but it goes really quickly with the blends, and you don't see any of the pen lines, so you can make some really nice, do some really nice coloring with those. And then I used the mint macaron. I always get confused how to say that. Blends, which is the same color we used for the inside of the card. So you would just color all the greenery with that. Okay, so then we can go ahead and adhere those pieces to the inside piece. Again, you can use either adhesive tape or glue. Just trying to center that on that top piece. This one goes on the inside center. And then this one goes on the bottom. This is just to write your greeting on your card. Okay, then all we have to do is put this together. So what you want to do is kind of play around with the positioning of this piece a little bit. So you kind of want to, so I have this all folded up. So this piece is folded up like that on itself. It's sitting behind that first fold so that you can kind of see where it should all go together. So I just want it to kind of be centered. I like it right there. So you're going to grab the piece underneath it, the bottom piece, just hold that in place and make sure that it opens freely. Okay? So once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and add adhesive. So again, you don't want to add adhesive to the entire back. You just want it to be on the top part of where it's going to adhere to that top section of the card. So I kind of have my finger as to where the glue ends. And then put it right back down where you wanted it. Grab that bottom piece again. Hold that in place like so. Okay, so you know that it's going to close up entirely like this. So what you can do is actually pick this whole piece up. Just add adhesive or glue to this whole section. Now this is the back piece of this bottom section. Something sticky in here. Okay, so you want to keep it all closed up and then close the card. And that way you know that it's going to open and close the way you want it. Go ahead and push that so it's adhered nicely to the back piece. And then it will open like so. So I just need to go back and finish coloring those in. Again, I have some little greenery here that you also have in your kit. Just going to add a little glue to those sections that are a little bit bigger. Go ahead and put those down. So funny how sometimes it's the little dies that really make the card. And in this case, I think it's these little greenery pieces and the little birds. Okay, this time I'm just going to glue the birds down. Oops, got sticky fingers. Just have a few more little birds to add. And again, I colored the birds in with the same cherry cobbler blends. You can see that it's pretty close to that Mary Merlot, just slightly lighter. Okay, I don't have a bird facing the other way, so I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I put way too much glue on there. To go back and remove that. So we don't sell the adhesive remover anymore, but you can just use a soft eraser to get off any extra glue. So keep that in mind. Sometimes you can just rub it with a finger too, but if you want to get it really cleaned off, I would use an eraser. All right, so that is the final card. Hope you enjoyed those cards from the card kit in the mail for February. Again, if you'd like to take a look at the cards that I have available for the March card kit in the mail, jump over to my Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Melinda's Rubber Room, and I would be happy to have you join me for my March card kit in the mail. All right, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.